Hello all, welcome back once again to another interesting story under the Azadi Kambat Mahotsav story series by Mommy Show Musings. Today we are celebrating 125th birth anniversary of one of the tribal legends or tribal heroes from Andhra Pradesh named Alluri Sitarama Raju. And in fact, Prime Minister Modi has unveiled a golden statue of Alluri Sitarama Raju today in Andhra Pradesh. So I thought it will be more prudent if I talk about the story about Alluri Sitaram Raju today, and that is the reason why I have reserved his story all along for today. So, my dear friends, to tell you a little secret about Alluri Sitaram Raju, he is not a born tribal person. He is not. He is born in plains like all of us. In fact, he is born in a very small village called Pandarangi, near to the current Vishakhapatnam or Vizag. Uh, uh, and that village is very small, in fact, but because it's his mother's maternal home, he was born there but grew up in another village near to the current Bhimavaram in Andhra Pradesh because his dad is working there as an artist and a photographer. And throughout his childhood, he had his values, culture, and everything was defined to him. I mean, was given to him as in the form of stories by his mother Surinarayanama and by his dad. Also, at that point of time, Surinarayanama is not an educated person, but still she knows all the traditional Ramayana, Mahabharata, and different shlokas and everything. And she should teach everything in the form of stories to our as Alluri Sitaramaraju. At that point of time, he was known as Sitaramaraju, Alluri being his family name. And so and his dad used to teach him about how a society works, what are the things that a person needs to survive in society, what are the life skills and stuff like that. One and there is this incident that most of his ancestors, today's generation people, offsprings recollect very fondly is that one day he and Alluri Sitaram Raju and his dad has gone out for a walk on the river banks of the river Godavari in Rajahmundry. At that time, when Brisha was going on the same road on a horse, and a lot of Indians were going down to the Britisher. Seeing that, Sitaram Raju also felt that he should bow down, and he was about to bow down. Then Allur Sitaram Raju's father pulled his hands, and he told him that we shouldn't bow to any of the Britishers because Britishers are not born in our country. They had come to invade us, loot us from our money and riches, wealth, culture, everything, and then they are going to ship everything to England. So we should always work towards fighting again and sending them out of our country rather than bending and bowing to them. And and that is the time when he started talking about the first revolution, the different legends who started raising the independence revolts against the Britishers across the country. And maybe that is the time when the seeds for the freedom or the urge for the freedom have been sown in Sitaram Raju's mind. And unfortunately, his dad passed away when he's around 6 years age, and that is the time when actually his education also took a blow. That is it. After that time, he stopped he stopped going to school, and in fact, he lost his interest in the education. All along, he used to always try to run away to skip school. He should run away to the nearby forest. As you can see, the places where Alluri Sitaramaraju family started traveling from one place to other because of the livelihood were all on the verges of the on the fringes of the dense forest called as Manyam forest. Right from the east Godavari, west Godavari, Vishakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram, and all those areas that belong to the Araku Valley and all that stuff. And he was going and interacting with the tribal people there. He was, basically attracted by the sheer beauty of the nature there. He should go and spend a lot of time there, and he should learn bow and archery from the seniors in in those tribal villages. He should learn all the traditional medicine, all the Ayurveda techniques, everything from those people as well. while spending a lot of time in the forest, she should see how these people are being ill-treated by Britishers. And always Britishers used to say that these people are not educated, they don't have any culture, just like how they were misbehaving with the tribals in Bihar or the tribals in Mizoram, Manipur, and other places. In a similar way, year or two in Andhra Pradesh, they were doing the same thing. In fact, they have also got a new law saying Madras Forestation Act, which prohibited these tribals who are dependent on the forest to stop collecting produce from the forest, to stop cutting trees for their fire. For their firewood, and these tribals also depend on agriculture, which they call it as like watershed kind of agriculture, podu agriculture, they call it in Telugu, where they cut a part of the forest, cut the trees, do the agriculture, and after that season of agriculture is over, they let the trees grow back once again, and they'll move to another part of the land. That way, the trees were growing, and these people are also living happily. But British used to always impose a lot of rules and regulations on them for their day-to-day regular livelihood activities, and they were forcing these tribals to work as the day laborers for constructing the roads, for constructing their buildings and everything. This used to actually and trouble Alluri Sitaramaraju a lot. And there was no, I mean, basically, he never had, I mean, his father has already passed away, right? And his uncles and everybody was busy in the work. They were working in a nearby towns, and they used to come and take care of his family and go. So he should always try to find answers for all these problems in the religious books, whatever he could lay his hands on, or he used to talk to the village heads in those small villages, Kaltuni, Kedi, Krishnadevapeta, and all those places. And he used to understand why the people, certain set of people only have to be troubled by Britishers all along. And the Britishers were not giving the similar kind of treatment to the people in the plains, because most of the people in the plains are educated, so they cannot treat them like this. Though they don't like the people or act as the Indians, and the situation is bad all over the place. But the whereas the tribals are experiencing more bitter side of the Britishers when compared to the other plains people. So all these questions you should nag him a lot, and that is the time when the school headmaster had asked him why he's not coming to the school regularly. In fact, I think he has given him a slap on his cheek as well. The moment the school principal scolded him, Sitaramaraju ran out from his house, and he went on a pan India tour. He went from Vizag to all the way till Bengal. He met Surendranath Banerjee. He met other prominent political leaders at that point of time, and en route he saw the situation of the tribals in in the current Jharkhand, Bihar areas. He saw how all over the India, people are kind of getting ill-treated by Britishers. He went to Haridwar, he went to Kasi, he went to every other place, which is of notably important places from the pilgrimage standpoint of view. And the seeds of the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, which have been sown to him or given to him by his mom, had driven him to all the pilgrimage centers, seek answers for his never-ending questions. He stayed Kasi, learned astrology, learned Sanskrit, and he's improved his skills. But still, these questions were not getting answered to his satisfaction. But but he felt after a certain time, he some group of villagers who were from the same near Kedipeta area were passing through Kasi, and they saw him studying in Kasi, and they mentioned to him that his mom is really feeling bad that he's left the home and came out on the Pan India trip, and she's suffering a lot. Hearing this, Alluri Sitaramaraju felt that time has come for him to return back to his home mother. Basically, he wanted to come down and stay with his mother and serve her, because for him, the most important figure in his entire life is his mother. He should always respect Surya Rayanamma as another form of goddess itself completely, and he never used to go. Say no to her. He never used to cross her words. So he came back to Kedipeta, that is Krishnadevapeta, near Vizag once again, and settled there with his mom. And he started. And at that point of time, he didn't want to take up any professional job in the Britishers' offices. So what he did is, with whatever limited knowledge he had, I mean, he's an excellent person actually, has no, excellent knowledge on Ayurveda, all the traditional medicine, and he used to assemble all the tribals, talk to them about the importance of our tradition, culture, that they should revolt back against the Britishers' oppression, and all these things. And he should also cure their illnesses, and he should give them some solutions for all their problems. Because of that, his popularity in that region started growing in leaps and bounds, which started scaring the Britishers. The Britishers started coming and attacking him once in every while, saying like, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to instigate a revolution against us and stuff like that? In fact, which was not on his mind. All he wanted to do is provide some solution to the tribal problems. He was not thinking of starting a revolution per se, or he was not thinking that, I mean, that he will actually go and fight against Britishers. All he wanted is to bring some peace and tranquility to back to the tribal's life. On so that the tribe, and he, one more thing he was vehemently preaching at that point of time is to stop alcohol and stop practicing casteism, which is very much rampant in those golden days in India, right? So that is one more thing which Britishers were getting angry day by day, because these people used to make a lot of money by giving them alcohol, which is actually again produced by these people only in the forest. So they were, I mean, whatever, with whatever teachings which Sitaram Raju was giving to the tribals, the Britishers are getting impacted indirectly, because their revenues are getting revenue is getting reduced day by day. And that in this is the time when he met his two loyal companions, Gam Gantamadora and Gam Malludora, who are actually two brothers. And these people know the archery, know they are like the tribal chieftains of that particular area. And with their help, Alluri Sitarama Raju has actually increased his archery skills, and he can shoot four arrows to kill four different targets from the same bow at the same time. That excellent he became in his archery skills. This is one of the statues which we can found it in the Kedipeta village, about all these three. They call them as gods for the Adivasi tribes in Andhra Pradesh. Alluri Sitaramaraju Raju is in the middle. Malludora and Gamgantamdora are, sitting to his both the sides. And so, over a period of time, it so happened that Alluri Sitaramaraju also felt that yes, he just by talking and convincing these tribals is not going to achieve anything for them, and then any big benefit for these tribals, but actually it's hurting them, because Britishers are coming and once again torturing them. So he thought that fighting against these Britishers is the only way to actually send them away from their area. So, but to fight with the Britishers, they need guns. They don't have any guns. All they have is the bow and archer. Swords, and with that they cannot fight these Britishers who are coming in big groups. So he, along with his companions, had decided a plan to attack the nearby police stations and take away all their guns and ammunition, so that they can start their war against Britishers. And that is what they had actually done. The first police station which they have attacked is in another small village near Vizag district itself. It's called Rampachodavaram police station, Addatigla. And in fact, they have ransacked almost like more than 30-40 police stations in that area completely. And they every time they should take the guns and ammunition and go away. And during all these encounters, whenever they captured policemen who are of Indian origin, they should always convince them, saying like what they're doing is wrong, supporting Britishers and by joining hands with them. And they should convince them about the need for the freedom for the Indians at that point of time, and send them back. They were never killing any Indian origin policemen at that point of time. In fact, we need to also praise his audacity, because he knows, Alluri Sitaramaraju knows astrology, right? So what he did is he used to write a letter to all these sub-inspectors or the collectors of that particular area, saying he is going to attack this particular police station on so and so date, at so and so time, and inform them upfront, give them a couple of notice for a couple of days, and then go and ransack the police station. That shows how much daring these people are, right? He has built that courage in the tribals based on the words and the stories which he should teach them daily from our Indian mythology, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Seeing this, the Britishers were getting jittery. They got different kinds of officers to come and capture him. No, everybody was failing. In fact, with the encounters which the Britishers were having with Alluri Sitaramaraju and his team started growing in leaps and bounds, but of no avail. And the frustrated Britishers started attacking the innocent tribals, basically the ladies and the kids, and torture them, saying like they need to give them the whereabouts of Alluri Sitaramaraju. At that point of time, Alluri Sitaramaraju felt that, I mean, he shouldn't continue this fight for so long because unnecessarily the innocents are getting killed. And that is almost the time when Britishers have deployed Rutherford, who is known as the most difficult officer to deal with. He's already crushed the revolutions in Assam, Jharkhand, Mizoram, and all the places. And he was deputed in Vizag area to crush the Manyam Situri or Manyam revolution, what we call it today. And Rutherford had announced that 10,000 rupees as a gift for the people who can tell them the whereabouts of Manyam Sitaram Raju. So that is the time when Sitaram Raju really felt that he needs to surrender. If he gives up his life, although because of his preaching, because of the lessons which he taught to the tribals, these tribals can continue fighting. But just by his name, if innocent people are losing their lives, it is not right for him to continue his life anymore. So, having said that, he went to that another village near Keripeta and asked the Sarpanch to go and give information about him to Rutherford so that Rutherford can come and capture him and give him the 10,000 rupees which he can use to develop the amenities within that village and the nearby areas. But these tribals never agreed to give the whereabouts of Sitaram Raju, but they were willing to sacrifice their lives. This has moved Sitaram Raju's heart to the core. He couldn't tolerate this kind of devotion from them. And so what he did is stealthily, one fine day, he went to the waterfall near that Kidipeta village and asked one cohort to go and pass on the information to the local collector, saying he's been seen resting here, and he actually stayed there and rested in that place. The people came. Arrested him, but they didn't put him for prosecution, my dear friends. What they did is they tied him to a tree and shooted him with a lot of bullets. Even after shooting, they couldn't believe their luck that they could actually capture Sitaram Raju in such an easy manner. So what they did is they got his body back to the village and asked the tribals to tell whether this body really belongs to Sitaram Raju. These tribals felt that they shouldn't identify this body because they want that fear in Britishers to be sustained for a more longer time thing, and that's why they kept quiet. But when these Britishers started disrespecting the body of Alluri Sitaramaraju, that's when one of the tribals had blurted it out, saying, "Yes, this is the body of their hero, their legend, the person who stays in their hearts forever." And then Britishers had felt happy and left these tribals, and they didn't give the body of Alluri Sitaram Raju to his mother as well. They somehow did all the last rites for him. After a year, that is, he passed away in May, and almost within a month, Gandam Dora started revolting back against Britishers with all the support of the other tribals, and he also passed away in one of the brave encounters. But whereas Mallu Dora was captured and sent back to Andaman jail on a penal case. And he got released only post independence, and he became MP of the first Lok Sabha. And then from him only we got to know all the details why Alluri Sitaram Raju is being respected so much by tribals even today. That's because he is the first person who has considered tribals as humans. He felt that whatever blood that is flowing in him is also flowing in them. They also have feelings and emotions. And that is the reason why he treated them as humans, and he gave them some solutions. Treated them from all their ailments and all the stuff. So again, that again comes down to our original principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, isn't it, my dear friends? And today, our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has unveiled the golden statue of Alluri Sitarama Raju in Bhimavaram Memoriam. This is a statue which is unveiled. So that's all, my dear friends, for today's story. I hope you all liked it. If you have any other comments or anything, please do let me know. Let us meet tomorrow with another interesting story. Till then, bye bye.